What's going on, brother? How you doing, man?
Nothing much. How are you?
I'm doing good. What was it, like 4 days after Christmas right now? How was your Christmas, brother?
Yeah, Christmas was all right. A lot of driving around, a lot of family to see.
Yeah.
I mean,
Where did
I
you
did a
drive
lot more
to?
driving on the road. Huh?
You said you're where are you from again?
I'm from Connecticut,
Connecticut, and
so I'm
when
on
did you
the East
drive to?
Coast. It was all in state, but it was all opposite directions. So like 40 minutes this way, and then 40 minutes back, and then 20 minutes this way, 20 minutes back. It was just a bunch of all over the place because I'm right in the middle.
That adds up, right? Yeah, awesome. Well, dude, let's before we get started with everything, let me just pull this up really quick for you. But this is your transformation that you sent to me. Like literally, was it yesterday or the other day? You were like, this is how much we
Yeah.
progressed all year. So when was this first picture?
So that was August 1st. That was my birthday.
Just
Um,
this year.
this year, yeah, 2023,
Nuts.
August 1st, 2023.
That's nuts.
So that was like my family picture, and I was like, holy crap, I have a picture of me just normal. This was like before I did my first check-ins
Yeah,
pictures.
yeah.
This was my first like shirtless pic. I didn't take off my shirt beforehand. This was just like something I happened to find, and
Mhm.
then perfect comparison.
Absolutely. And when was this picture lot right here? Was this from this month?
That was yesterday morning or this morning. I don't remember, but
That's
that
crazy.
was it was one of those.
That's crazy, bro. Okay, so that was like around 3 or 4 months, literally just 3 or 4 months right here. So I do want to talk about your journey, share some inspiration, man, because as you know, when you first started, you watched some of the client interviews, and you were very, very skeptical in the beginning. You were like, is this legit? Who is this guy? We've been talking on Instagram, and then, you just pulled the trigger. You asked a few of my clients, JR, you asked them specifically as well, like, what he thought about the program, which is what we were talking about before this. And, you took the leap, and now here you are 3 or 4 months down the road, not even a whole year, not even 6 months yet.
Nope, it's
Just,
like 4 months.
yeah,
Just
this
hitting like
month's,
the 4 month mark.
yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. Okay. Well, dude, so before we even get into anything, um, just introduce yourself. What's your name? Where you're from? How old are you? Things like that, man. What you do.
All right, so I'm Joseph. I'm 19, and recently I just dropped out of college to open my own personal training online business, which is something that I learned through this program itself. And somebody who is my biggest inspiration was Coach Francis himself. I mean, I looked through all these client interviews. We have Doty. Doty's lost 150 plus pounds. Like this dude's crazy. I mean, we have JR was the person that I reached out to.
Mhm.
I asked him, who is this guy? What's this program? Does it work? And I looked at his transformation pictures. This guy has kids and he's a lot busier than I am at 19. So if he can do it, so can I. Pulled the trigger, went all in. And you're the person that told me, look at how fast things can change when you go all in. And that's something that stuck with me. So now I'm all in with everything.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. So let's talk about your journey, man. So before even coaching, before you knew about me, before everything, right? On the first picture that we you set up, you sent me yesterday. So where were you in your fitness journey before the coaching program? Like, so this is all before, where were you in your fitness journey before the coaching program? How were your energy levels, your body, your mindset, discipline, and things like that? So kind of talk about that first before the coaching program, brother.
All right. So before the program, in that picture, it might not look like it, but I was lifting for maybe a year and a half, and that was one of my lowest points mentally. And when you're low mentally, it translates over to physically.
Yep.
That is often, how it works. So I lacked the discipline, I lacked the motivation, and I just didn't have any drive to do anything. So in return, my body didn't change and it just kind of regressed.
Mhm.
So before that, I was lifting for like a year and a half. I'd gotten down to 150, but in that picture, I was 170 again because I just kind of let myself go.
Mhm. Okay, gotcha, man. So how many months were you at that point, when you felt like you let yourself go? So how many months ago was that?
Um, I would say it was around 5 months ago, and I kind of was just slipping for like 3, 4 weeks.
Yeah. Okay, gotcha, man, gotcha. So, going into that, right? Let's still stay like before you joined the program, right? So before you joined the program, what do you feel like was because you're already lifting for a year and a half, right? So at
Yeah.
that point, before joining the program, so what was your biggest challenge for you with fitness before joining the transformation program? Whether that was like eating, training, the consistency, or what do you feel like were your biggest challenges before joining?
I would say having a consistent like written training program. And then, I mean, I know what I was supposed to eat, but having it laid out for me was a whole lot easier to follow than going out and figuring out what's this, and this. And
Yeah.
then I also had no education on what macros were, what that kind of stuff meant, and what I should do.
Hmm.
So, that was something that I looked for a coach for. I mean,
Yeah.
what else?
Absolutely, absolutely. So that being said, for you, right? Kind of, we've been talking about like, your journey before, what has happened, why you joined in the first place, right? Why it was important to you. So now, kind of going back to where you are now, let's kind of talk about that. So what have you achieved, in this transformation that you've just seen, right? Obviously the body and everything, we can kind of talk about that as well. But what have you achieved and how do you feel now, man, with everything that we talked about? Let me just pull up the picture really quick. Right, again, so you kind of have that visual representation for the people.
All right. So, you know, you can just look at the picture and you can tell the physical difference. I don't really need to say much about that. I feel great, whatever. It goes a lot deeper than that, I was that kid my whole life that was nervous to take my shirt off. I wasn't confident going anywhere. I was always, doing the shirt tuck, making sure that I looked all right, covering my stomach up. And I was holding myself back from embracing who I really was.
Mhm.
So I just had to become comfortable in my own skin. And through this whole entire transformation, I strong body is a strong mind. And that's something that I'll probably take to the grave because
Yeah.
the gym taught me the discipline, taught me the mental fortitude. All of those things play in an outside setting. Like that's not just gym stuff. I can wake up and I'm clean now. There's so many different changes. I mean, I feel like I'm a whole completely different person, really.
Yeah, absolutely, man, absolutely. And I always say that. I'm not sure if I said that to you, but I always say that to everybody. It's like, yeah, I love the transformation. The physique is nice, right? It's a plus. It's a big plus, right? But the coolest thing is, right, your confidence in yourself when you actually wanted something and you worked for it and you actually got it. So you're like, okay, if I want something, I can actually work for it and get it. So what about this? Let me try this in life. Let me try this. Let me make a big risk here, right? Because if I
Well,
work for
dude,
it, just like
I was trying to lose weight for like 10 years.
yeah,
That wasn't, I was just lifting for a year and a half
yeah,
until I actually wanted to do it for myself.
yeah,
Damn, that I actually, went all in.
absolutely, absolutely. And so let's kind of talk about this now, man. So obviously now you from the beginning, I know I remember that you were, skeptical in the beginning, before we even started with everything. And I was like, dude, it's gonna be your choice. You have this decision right now to make for yourself, right? At the end of the day, I can't control what you have to say, but I can just control what I have to say and what I've tell you. If you work and you go all in, you will make this transformation. That was what I told you at the beginning. So you now being on the other side, you made that decision for yourself, right? What would you tell somebody, or maybe a friend, right? What would you tell your friend,
Okay.
maybe who's looking into the program, they're watching all my stuff, and they're like, okay, right. I'm kind of on the fence about making this transformation. I'm kind of on the fence about joining this program. What would you tell that friend, and would you recommend a friend to go through the program, and why, man?
All right. Well, I'm not just gonna gas up the program because I'm in it and I love it.
Yep.
So,
Hold on.
if I was telling a friend, I'd probably honestly tell him, you're gonna get what you put in.
Mhm,
You have the coaches, you
mhm,
have the people that know what they're talking about.
mhm,
I mean, you can look at our coaches' physiques and tell that they know what they're talking about.
mhm,
So if you're willing to put in the work, learn what you have to learn, and go to the gym, eat when you have to eat, it all comes down to that. You just have to follow it.
mhm.
It's you if you want to make the change, you just have to go through the steps.
Yeah. Absolutely, absolutely. And that's the thing too. I love your honesty because realistically, I didn't want you to just gas up the program. I wanted you to completely tell the truth where it's like, dude, like to be completely honest, for everybody watching this, if you're interested in joining the program, you think it's a magic pill, right? And you think you just go in and do half the work and you're gonna make results. I'm sorry, this is not the program for you. Joseph worked his ass off. He worked his ass off to get where he is. He took a lot of risks, right? He went all in and now came out the other side. So again, this is not magic, right? You got to put in the work. We set out the roadmap, we give you everything, but the truth is you got to put in the work. So yeah, man, this was a great interview. I think people watching this will definitely take in a lot of inspiration. Especially it happening so fast. Just with this whole transformation, it happening so fast, you making all these decisions for yourself so fast because you know that if you work for something, you're actually gonna get it. So, dude, appreciate you, and
I
we'll
appreciate you.
yeah, absolutely, and we'll have an even crazier
And
2024.
Coach Carson, of course.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. 2024, bro. So if this is what we can achieve in 3 4 months, 4 months around at this time, right? Just imagine 2024. It's going to be absolutely crazy.
The year of the bull.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.